I'm going to show you how to sign up to ReachUp.net, which is a website and a service to create and manage your resume. It's meant to help mainly high school students and university students. And it's a great way to not only create and manage your resume, but also share it with potential employers and universities for admissions purposes. So once you go to ReachUp.net, you click here on the Register Now button. And once you do that, you're going to see here the registration form where you put in your first name, last name, your personal email address, what school you attend, the name of the school, and you'll just create a password for yourself. And if you're a student, then you're just going to click that you're a student. You click that you agree to the ReachUp privacy policy and terms and conditions, and you press register. Now, once you register, you're going to get an email to the email address that you put in. You might want to check not just your main folder, but other folders just in case the email went somewhere else to another folder. And then once you do that and activate it, then you'll be able to log in, and we'll show you that in just a second. So you'll get an email like I just have gotten here from ReachUp asking you to activate your account. So you're going to go ahead and click on this button here saying activate your account. Once you get to logging in, you're going to have a few different views. And the first and main view you're going to have is your resume tab. And this is where you have what we call your resume builder. So automatically, the website puts in your first and last name, puts in your email address, and then you can go ahead and put in your phone number right here. So for example, I'll go ahead and do that. And then for academics, you're going to put in the name of your school. So whatever the name of your school is, and you'll mention the city and the country, start month and year, end month and year. And if it's still, let's say, for example, I joined the school in October 2020, and I'm still in the school, I'm just going to say present. I'm going to say the city is Dubai, country UAE. You see that there are a bunch of fields. So we're still in the academic section. And for graduating year, let's say I'm going to graduate in 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If I'm currently studying and doing the International Baccalaureate program, I'm just going to mention that here. And then I can mention some of the classes that I take. Okay, so the bare minimum for academics, as you mentioned, at least, the latest high school that you're in, put in your graduation year, the curriculum that you're studying, and some of the main classes that you're taking. Now you can add a few more things. So you can add your grades if you want. You can add standardized scores and awards and other, if you want to add another line for whatever reason. And you can put in the details here as you wish. And you can also remove them. If you want to put less information, that's up to you, depending on what you're using your resume for. If you want to add another school, you can click here and it adds a new school. And of course, you can always remove it. The extracurricular section is where you would put in some of the activities that you've accomplished, leadership activities, volunteering activities, sports activities. So let's say I was in student council in high school and I was the president. So I'm going to write under name of organization or activity, I'm going to write student council. And I'll put the city as Dubai, UAE. Let's say I started this again in October 2020 and I ended it in June 2021. So for one academic year. I'm going to go ahead here and where it says your role or title, click here and say that I was the president. And now what you need to do is describe your role and responsibilities. So I'm going to click here. You see a bullet point pops up. And let's say I, served as president of high school student council, managing team of, 10 cabinet members. And if I want to add more details, I can always click enter and another bullet point comes up, and I can put in whatever details that I want. Similarly here, like when the academic section, you can always add more extracurriculars and you can remove them. And by the way, you can also move them around. So you can change the order of what extracurriculars you want to put first. And then you get to the work experience section, and it's pretty much the same as the extracurricular section, but here you're going to talk about work experience. So let's say I worked at ReachUp, again, Dubai, UAE. Let's say that I started that in October 2021 and it's still ongoing, and I was an intern there. Okay. I'm going to say interned at ReachUp organization, supporting students to create and manage resumes for academic and work opportunities. And you can add more details if you want. You can always, of course, add more work experiences. You can remove them. And then finally, under additional information, you're going to put in 3 sets of pieces of information. One is, what are your language skills? So maybe I speak English and I speak it fluently, I hope. And French, I'll say that I'm conversational. Under skills, I'm going to say, hey, I can, do Word, PowerPoint, Excel. I'm also good at creating WordPress websites. And you can also here mention if you have any certifications that are worth mentioning. And then finally, I'm going to talk about my interests. So I like stand-up comedy, and I also like swimming. So once you put in all the information that you want, okay, and you see that the resume completion status at the top is telling you how much of your resume you've completed, you're going to go ahead and click Save. And when you do that, you're going to see a preview of your resume as it stands. Now, of course, we haven't filled out all the details, which is why it looks so small. But once you do put in more details, you're going to have your resume looking very nice and clean in this way. A couple of things. So at the top left here, you're going to see how many total views of your resume you've gotten and how many views you've gotten today. Because what you're going to be able to do, and I'll show you in a second, is you'll be able to share this resume in a couple of different versions. And at the bottom, if your school and your counselor are signed up to ReachUp, they'll be able to review your resume and give you feedback here. And the only person who'll be able to see this is you and the counselor and nobody else. If you ever want to go back and edit your resume, you can always click on edit. And then you click on send in case you want to download a PDF version of your resume, or if you want to email a PDF version of your resume to a possible employer or university, or you can get a shareable link. Now, if you click on shareable link, you'll be able to copy and paste this link, and whoever you send that link to, they'll be able to see your resume in this format on this website, but they'll not be able to see the total views, nor will they be able to see the counselor feedback. That's personal to you. And if you want to download a PDF version of the resume, you'll see that it pops up as basically a page. And of course, it's not complete because we haven't completed the resume. This is just an example, but it's very nicely laid out. It's clean. You can always print this out. You can always save this or email it directly to a university or an employer. And we also include just a small URL here in case whoever's reading the resume wants to check it out online. We have a couple of other tabs here. So that was the My Resume tab. If you go to resources, we've uploaded some information. So a quick webinar on YouTube from ReachUp on best practices, tips and tricks on how to write a good resume. And we also have a sample resume that you can download here in PDF format as an example to use. Finally, you have the My Account tab. And here's where you can make updates to your account, change your password, or delete your account, which we hope you won't do. as we think you'll find this useful. And so that's it. If you have any questions about using this resume builder and this network, you can always reach out to us. If you go to the home button, there's a WhatsApp button. At home tab, go to the WhatsApp button, and you'll be able to WhatsApp us directly. Or you can always send us an email at hello@reachup.net or connect with us on this phone number. Thanks a lot and good luck.